2025 is now in the rearview mirror, and that means it's time to look back on all the games I played to establish my games of the year. I sadly played less games than I would have liked, but thankfully I had quite the variety of games to reflect on. Each category felt like I had plenty of choices, so narrowing them down was quite a bit of a challenge. And these are the contenders to take that coveted spot of favorite game played in 2025. All of these offer very different experiences, and when going through them, I quickly realized one of them stood above the others. I had little to no criticisms of it, and it kept my attention all the way through. So, of these 4 games, my favorite game played in 2025 was Split Fiction. Co-op games always get an unfair advantage that certainly can't be ignored here, but even discarding that, this game was unbelievably cool from start to finish. You would think that after 3 games of doing this co-op thing, Hazelight Studios would miss a step, but they somehow get better and better at these games. Something that can't be understated about Split Fiction is the evolution of mechanics and the constant reinvention of the split screen. All of the ideas they utilized felt fresh and never went stale, and the sheer amount of ideas they had really blew my mind. Every idea they implemented for the final stretch could have been its own game completely revolving around that singular mechanic. The gameplay was just super top tier and I loved every moment of it. The story was also something I liked. It certainly had some more cartoonish aspects to it, but I actually liked the premise and how they built the 2 protagonists. I appreciate the hooks to draw the characters together for serious and somber moments, but also the lighthearted moments. Overall, Split Fiction was in a class of its own, and I can't stop speaking of its praises. For honorable mentions, all of these games had the tall task of trying to achieve the same perfection as my game of the year. In order of when I played them, the first one is Pro Philosopher 2: Governments and Grievances. If someone walked up to me and said, "Would you like to play a visual novel where you learn about different systems of government?" I would respond with the quickest no in the West. The thing is, Pro Philosopher 2: Governments and Grievances does it in such a fun, interactive way that not only makes learning about these systems fun, but also inserted a quirky story that picks up where Socrates Jones' Pro Philosopher ends. If you like Ace Attorney court cases, you'll love this game and its predecessor. The second honorable mention is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This was another one of the more unique games I played and found myself really enjoying my experience with it. It had gameplay mechanics I never expected it to have, as well as some amazing moments in its story. It's funny to me now because for a long time I found myself wanting more from certain aspects of the game, but eventually, everything fell into place. Combat is also super fun and visually the game is really nice. The last honorable mention is Beloved Rapture. I bought this game because I was attracted to the visual style and was extremely surprised by the game I was given. It had characters, world building, writing, and narrative developments that really stand out a lot and really excels in how it delivers the story. It also had a really enjoyable combat system that provided me with quite a bit of a challenge that I was not prepared for. It can't be understated how pleased I was with the game I got in comparison to what I expected out of it. But with the highs, you also get the lows, so here are the nominees for my least enjoyed game. All of these games struggled to keep my interest, had gameplay issues, struggled with the story, or a combination of these and more. My pick for least enjoyable takes the lead because at the end of it all, the investment just wasn't worth what I put into it, and that game is Xenosaga 3. The Xenosaga franchise struggles a lot every step of the way, and the capstone to bring everything together just fails to give answers to close off plot points in a way that I feel is meaningful. It fumbles its characters, it fumbles the pacing of the story, and it actively wastes your time when it should be spending time wrapping up the billion plot threads it had lingering around. The combat was the only saving grace this game had, but after what they did in Xenosaga 2, it's really just a neutral gain ultimately. It's unfortunate that this game squanders its material in the way it does because the potential was there. We've also got the game that was the biggest surprise for me, and that was Witchspring R. In my info video for the game, I said it had been on my wish list forever and I didn't know how it got there. I don't know how I purchased it, and I don't know what possessed me to even look twice at this game. And then I played the game and I was surprised at the direction it went and how much I despised it. Pieberry as the protagonist was so insufferable and I hated her motivations, interactions, dialogue, and effectively everything about her. The cuteness was so oppressive to me that it just drastically reduced my enjoyment of the game and I wasn't sure why I was still playing it. But then that slowly started to change. The game started to do away with the things I loathed with a burning passion and went towards aspects I could better get behind. It started introducing systems that were really fascinating, and then there were gameplay elements that I just wanted to interact with more and more. And not long after that, I was having so much fun playing the game. I was meeting characters that were cool and interesting, I was receiving quests with objectives that felt more in tune with what I wanted to do, and I was grinding rewards and materials for things I really wanted to have. I was engaging in the combat system with significantly more mastery and understanding than I did before. Somehow, this game turned itself around, and by the end, I actually enjoyed the time I put into it. This interaction is extremely rare for me, so I had to give Witchspring R a shout out here for turning itself into a game I could have fun with, and that was a mighty surprise indeed. When looking to 2026 and beyond, it's actually looking pretty sparse for games I'm anticipating. Thankfully, one game does have a release date, and that's Disciples Domination. This appears to be a sequel to Disciples Liberation and is certainly a game I had hoped would get a sequel. I definitely can't wait to give the game a shot, and hopefully they added waypoints for movement. But that's all there is for my Games of the Year 2025. Thanks for watching, appreciate it, see you on the next video.